here with you. And hello, hello. Super excited to be with you as usual. Always excited to share and connect with you all wherever you are. Today's topic is unmasking, the great unmasking, isn't it time? And I am talking about the figurative mask, although I do encourage you to do research on the physical masks to see if they're actually effective, depending on your state of being as far as your body and health and all that good stuff. Do the research because, yes, part of being a citizen is being an informed citizen, a well-informed citizen, a informed citizen from multiple perspectives. Anyway, today we're not talking about that. We are talking about the figurative masks. And so what I want to share with you is how stripping off all the masks that you wear, and there are many that we all have worn at different times and still wear at different times, how you can stop wearing those masks at any time and truly unleash your authentic personality. And when you do so, how that helps you thrive and connect with people more naturally and thrive not only in your relationships through that natural connection, but also thrive in the work that you're here to do because you're operating from a very different place when you're coming from the truth of who you are and the true gifts that you have instead of operating from the mask. So if you ever notice, if you are around certain people, you tend to change maybe what you talk about, maybe you avoid certain topics. You might notice you dress differently for different people, or even just feeling uncomfortable in your own skin and just kind of stuck in a little bit of a comparison game, depending on where you are and who you're with and who you're around. And just really crave that sense of deep security that no matter where you are, who you're with, that you can truly be yourself with like unapologetic self-expression. This doesn't mean that you are going around like being a jerk, but it means you're so grounded in who you are and what you believe and what you value and how you live and what's important to you, that you don't have to be on the defensive and you don't have to also be attacking others, that you can truly come from a place of groundedness and integrity in who you are, what you do, and that will be the same no matter where you are and who you're with. Because when you are operating from masks, this is when you'll notice you start censoring yourself, you modulate your self expression, you change the way you act, you change the way you dress, you put on a mask depending on who you're with and what you think they want you to be. So there's an expression in psychology is that you're not who you think you are who others think you are, who you think others think you are. And so this creates a lot of internal conflict. This creates a comparison game. This creates a lot of depression. This creates a lot of self abuse, a lot of self hatred, a lot of addictions, because you're never in integrity. You're never in alignment with who you truly are if you're always pretending to be someone else, depending on who you're with and who's around or what you're doing. And of course, this creates conflict in your relationships. It creates conflict in your work because you might be taking jobs that, look good on paper or that your family might want or society values, but they might be a real misalignment for your heart. And there's this internal conflict of people telling you, oh, they're so proud of you. That's such a great job. And you're so good at it. Deep down knowing it's not good for you. And that's a hard place to be, especially when you're disconnected and especially when you're wearing a mask, because you might not have the depth of knowledge from the heart of who you truly are and what you're really uniquely wired to do. And that's what I'm going to share here. And that's actually what we get into much more deeply in my upcoming 6-week intimate group experience. It's called MasterSpirit Awakened Heart. And it's really all about going deeper into the heart and living by heart. So, working by heart, serving by heart, being in relationships by heart, and getting out of the hamster wheel of logic and intellectualization and second guessing and disconnecting and really coming from a place of heart in everything that you do. Hey, Oz. So I am super excited about that. And then this is one part of the 6 weeks. And so I wanted to just touch on it briefly. Of course, we're going to go much deeper in the 6 week program because we'll have much more time and we'll have time in between our calls, in between our classes, where you get to integrate what we're learning and put it into practice, as well as receive support and additional resources. So I encourage you to check that out because that's really where the growth happens. Growth happens in relationship. It doesn't happen passively through watching. It happens having someone walk the path with you, someone who's been there and who has learned the lessons and is guiding you to avoid some of the same mistakes that I made, and really be able to navigate the emotional ups and downs with much more grace and poise, and to progress more quickly instead of having to fall off and get back on, and then maybe even, kind of stall out and take a long time to progress. So, what I want to share, and then I will leave you to your amazing afternoon, is when you are running around with a mask. I'll share some examples of what that looks like. You're never really giving your best to anyone or to anything. You're really operating out of a place of proving, out of convincing, out of a place of out of integrity. Really, it's out of alignment. You're not really being true to who you are and what's true for you. What's how you're uniquely wired, your unique gifts and traits, and really having that full self-expression so that you're not suppressing any of your emotions and you're not putting on a happy face when that's not really true for how what you're doing and what you're going through. When you can be guided, and this is what I'll guide you to in this program, when you can be guided to take off that mask and see what's beneath it, what's behind it, you start to see your unique traits that you didn't even sometimes know existed, or you knew they were there, but you had suppressed them for so long that you'd forgotten about them. And those are the unique traits that allow you to excel and to succeed and to connect at a much deeper level with people. And so when you start to see that, of course, without all the masks, you start to take different actions. You start to have different conversations. You raise your standards for how you treat yourself, for how you communicate, for how you interact with others, and for the types of work that you're doing, for how you do your work, the types of events that you say yes to. You really become a person of such integrity because you're living it. And that's what happens with the mask. When you're not living in integrity, you tend to say yes when you want to say no. You tend to be involved with people who are not good for you, and you tend to be in jobs that don't support your highest growth, nor do they really develop you in the way that the right work can. So some examples of this I'll share from two of my clients. One of my clients really had on the mask of having to be the supportive wife and support her husband's work, and really dismissed her own work and really dismissed her own gifts because they were in similar lines of work. And so she really put her work on hold to support him. And then when we did even just our first session, and we were able to strip that mask away and see what was behind it and see how she was designed to support her clients in a way that is unique to her and in a way that her clients couldn't get anywhere else, she started to see herself differently, which changed how her husband saw her, which changed their interactions, their relationship. He started to look at her and value her in a such different way. Not that he didn't value her before, but really started to value her work in a much different way. When she was able to receive that, then she was able to further internalize the value of her work. She put out a video talking about how the kind of work that she did, that in a way that she hadn't shared before, because she really owned it. She was living it. And from that video, got multiple people reach out to her, someone jump on a call and enroll in her program that her and I had just designed on that first session. So that's how powerful this is and how much it can be holding you back at the same time. Like before, when she was wearing the mask, it completely held her back in her business. And it was also holding her back in her marriage. So that is the power of this, is to live in integrity in your work and your relationships and in who you are and with yourself. So I actually don't have time for another story. I have a call coming up. So what I want to share with you is, if you are in that place where you're really ready to stop the self censorship, you're ready to stop, worrying what everyone else thinks and valuing everyone else's opinions over your own. And you really crave being comfortable and confident in your own skin and knowing what you believe and being able to share it with conviction and confidence and have civil conversations with people that have very different opinions. And really, especially during this holiday season, want to be navigating this holiday season with grace and poise instead of defaulting into old patterns and perhaps overeating and over drinking because you're so uncomfortable having maybe challenging or triggering conversations. So really imagine the difference having this support for the next 6 weeks will make for you, and being in a community of women that are committed to this, that are committed to being the women they're designed to be instead of the women the world wants them to be. So it will be the best investment you will make this year. It will completely transform how you see yourself, how you see your work, how you are in relationships, really strengthen your relationship with yourself and with God, with strengthening your walk in faith and really becoming a woman of deep integrity and courage. So I encourage you to reach out to me. I'll put a link below with information about the program. And if you have questions, we can jump on a call, of course. And if you enroll with a friend, there is a special friend rate so that you can have a friend that's going to also walk alongside you as you do this journey. All right. Awesome. All right. I'll see you all again tomorrow with another amazing topic that relates, of course, to this upcoming program. So you can see all the amazingness that you're going to get and just you will be blown away and you will absolutely thank yourself for investing. That's how good it is. All right. See you soon. Bye.